Hello and welcome back to the Bump Out Podcast. My name is Hayden Short. I'm joined by my best mate, Adrian Messner, as usual. But also we are extremely grateful to be in the presence of Kiwi Fern number 140, 2022 Women's Dally M medalist, 3-time NRLW Premiership winner, recently married, and one of our favourite NRLW superstars, Raecene McGregor. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome, Ray. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me, guys. Wow, what a pump up.
Yeah, a bit of an intro. Yeah. How does that feel? We're going to start. I've just completely gone off track as I usually do. How does it feel to have all of that said about you at 27?
Yeah, actually, I get this question a lot. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but yeah, it's been a journey. It started in 2018, and it was a long time to get to where I am now. But I'm proud of the success that I've had over the last few years, and yeah, hopefully still a little bit more to come.
Oh, definitely heaps.
Absolutely.
27. When do you think the peak age for an NRLW player is?
I don't know. I think like probably 25. I reckon that some of the girls are looking really, really good. So people are different. Like look at Ali Brigginshaw. She's 30 something, and she's still
That's where I was
she's
leading.
still playing really, really well. So yeah.
Well, that's what we're actually leading you to there. We think that you're going to be peaking soon. So that was just a little step up.
Yeah, I thought you'd say 27, which is exactly what you are right
No,
now.
I thought she was going to say 30.
I feel like I'm going downhill.
No, I think you're going
Saying
uphill.
a lot. I feel like the body hurts a lot more lately than I remember, but just in the last year or so. But yeah, hopefully good recovery, and I'll
Well,
still
the
be out
seasons
there.
are getting longer too, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. It'll be a good test. It's all about that prehab and rehab. It's all right. I'm a 30-year-old now, so I can tell you how to do
2
it.
days from 30. Happy birthday then,
Thanks,
Mez.
mate. Cheers.
So thank you for coming in, especially considering you just got back from your honeymoon and the wedding. Congratulations, wedding with Juju. How was it? How was the honeymoon? How was the wedding?
Yeah, it was awesome. The night was so good. Everyone had a really good time. I think everyone was on the dance floor the whole night. So
Well, that's good.
Good DJ?
Yeah, good DJ actually. We had
Decent DJ?
Yeah, no, he was pretty good.
Yep.
We had lots of people come up to us about you. So yeah, thanks heaps for doing that for us.
That's
But
all right.
we had a really awesome night that night. And then we went to Bali after. We went there for another wedding actually. So we're still going to go on our honeymoon next year. We're going to go to the Cook Islands, but we had a really good time in Bali. Yeah, we did a lot of things there. So yeah, we enjoyed a little bit of time off. And
Did I see a photo with a snake?
yeah, we got that was actually
absolutely
really
not.
scary. They were trying to get me to kiss it. I was like, no way. Yeah, seriously. I was like, no chance.
no,
When it was
thank you.
moving in my hand, I could feel it, and I was freaking out. Then I was like,
That
nah.
like nearly covered both of you too, hey?
Yeah, it was huge. It was, I think, a python or something
Yeah, it
like
would have
that.
been python.
Yeah, I was
Had
like,
to be.
didn't have anything around its mouth either. I was like,
No.
far out.
That's no thanks.
No thank
Would you be
you.
able to do that?
No, that is literally the biggest fear that I have.
Yeah, I agree.
Snakes. Like,
100%. Is Juju now a McGregor?
Yeah, so she's in the process of doing it. We're just waiting for the marriage certificate to
Takes a while.
physically come. Yeah, so we did it
You've been
a couple
recently done
days
that, hey,
after
yeah.
when we came back from Bali. So hopefully, I don't know, in the next few weeks it will
Sick.
be official.
So it could be McGregor, short ball to McGregor.
Yeah, it's going to be funny. That's what she wanted to change before the season started. So
that's
she
the
could be. I was
best.
like,
Nice,
yeah,
good
no,
pick.
fair
Got to
enough.
change by then, hey?
do you guys
Yeah.
play on the same side?
So she used to play back row, but she actually played in the middle this year. So
nice.
yeah, she usually plays back row. She did play on my side for a little bit, but yeah, she does change. But yeah, she was in the middle this year, so she did really good actually. She got Player of the Year for our team.
Hey,
Killed it.
well done to Juju.
Yeah.
So good.
Did she ever give you some pushback on the field? Like how do you like manage that relationship between now wife and player?
Yeah, not really. We do sometimes bicker a little bit at training, but on the field we're actually really, really good. We probably put our differences aside. Like I'm the boss on the field, so
Exactly.
I guess she kind of just listens to me because I try and treat her like I would treat anybody else on the field.
course.
So yeah, she kind of knows the go, but she does bite back sometimes, and I just think, I kind of say nothing because I don't want to turn into an argument, and then everyone be thinking like, whoa. So we just leave it. Worry about it after training.
Don't want to end up in the doghouse a couple of days after you only been married.
Just
so.
before we move on, we're going to go back to the wedding for a sec. Adrian, you wanted to ask her about her cringiest moment at the
Yeah,
wedding.
so I found that I just continually did cringe things on my wedding. Did you have a standout? My example, well, there's two examples. I skipped down my reception entrance, even though my wife told me not to.
Dragging his wife.
And I also ended my speech with a Dominic Toretto impersonation saying, "Salud mi familia."
And
Obviously,
that's
I'm
on
not
film?
Spanish. Obviously, I'm not Spanish. So what do you think was your cringiest moment?
I'm not sure. Probably just the entrance when we first came in. I felt like I probably lost a little bit of rhythm. I think I was a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit starstruck there. And yeah, she was just looking at me like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like I'm meant to be carrying us down there, and I was just like freaking out. But other than that, I think
Pretty good?
pretty good night.
No,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
got
actually,
off pretty
maybe when I
scot-free.
fell down, I did fall down once. That was pretty
Did
bad.
you?
But
When
they
was
picked me
that?
up so fast. Like I was down on the ground and then
On the
boom,
dance floor?
On the dance floor after the entrance.
Oh my
Someone,
God.
I think my dress had come forward and I stepped on the back of my
okay.
dress and I went down. I was
Well,
like,
everyone
"Oh."
was around, so Yeah, they were
Yeah,
kind
they
of
picked
like
me up so fast though, but I was like, oh my God, everyone that was around me saw me. They were like, I was like, oh shit.
they were like moshing around, so I think it was all right. I didn't even see it.
There you
Yeah,
go.
not as bad as Adrian's, but we
Yeah,
had to bring up
definitely.
Adrian's one just for the
There you
sake of
go.
that. Yeah. So, what was it like transitioning from touch football superstar at Liverpool Touch? We've got something to show you soon. And rugby sevens player to joining the NRLW.
Yeah, it was a little bit different like playing league, but I did play rugby league a little bit at school before I transitioned from sevens. So I guess I had that little bit of experience there. And then I guess when I finished school and I had a friend that was just joining rugby league, so she kind of got me into it and I went to Green Acre Tigers. That's where I first started. And yeah, I just started training there for a little bit, fell in love with the game. I guess I just enjoyed it more because you had more time on the field and it wasn't as quick and I felt like you just had more time to do things. And if you needed to catch up, you could. And if you made a mistake, you could always redeem yourself. I just felt like in sevens, if you did something wrong, sometimes it was a pile-on effect and then
Yeah.
Game turns so quick. Right?
That's so fair because it's a lot faster, isn't it, the sevens?
yeah, it's quick as.
Have you
And I'm
watched
not
sevens?
fast enough.
I
anymore.
haven't. Yeah, good shout. I never thought about that, hey. I'm not a big sevens watcher. Haven't viewed sevens that many times.
Yeah.
Watched it
neither,
before?
neither have I, no, to be
Nah.
honest with you. But yeah, crazy to think that that's the reasoning actually
Yeah.
for more time, which something I haven't actually thought about.
Nah. It's probably the same as going from like touch to sevens to NRLW. I
Yeah.
feel like there'd be like it goes kind of no time. You think there's less time in touch or less time in sevens?
Probably less time in sevens,
Really?
just because in the sense like maybe the time can go longer, but when you're out there, honestly, it goes so fast, and then you could be up by 20 points, and then all of a sudden you got 30 seconds left, and you're losing by 3 points. It's just
Yeah, wow.
it can change so quickly. So
Yeah.
You also played for Australia, didn't you, for rugby sevens?
yeah, I did play
That's
for Australia. Yeah, I played twice, Commonwealth Games and Youth Olympics.
So how does that work? How did you play for Australia there and then
So I'm born in Australia, so
Yeah.
I'm Australian, so I play for Australia, but my parents are from New Zealand. They both have New Zealand passports. So I decided when I was going to make the next step in league that I would do something for them
mad?
and play for like their country. And honestly, in the beginning, I thought it was something for them, but yeah, it's something that I would never change now. Like learning so much about my culture, because I probably lost it a little bit, like being born here, and my parents probably don't follow it very much either. So I guess that's my time. And even when I play Maldives, that's my time where I get to learn like a little bit about my culture. So I find that really cool. So I guess,
Yeah.
I would never change it now.
I love that. And the Maldi one, would you get one game?
Yeah, you get one game a year. So next one's in February the 15th. So coming up.
How many have you played?
One.
Was it one?
No, I played a few. I think maybe 3 now. I didn't play last year because I did my MCL
Yes.
in the lead up to it.
Remember we talked about that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I missed that one. That was back in New Zealand. So yeah, that was a bit disappointing. But yeah, this one's in Common Bank. So yeah, we'll be excited to be back out there.
Well, speaking about a little bit of international footy, the Kiwi Ferns lost this year. And it's the first time ever in the history that they got kept to 0. The reoccurring factor, I'm just going to say, Raecene
You
didn't
weren't
play.
there.
Raecene didn't play.
Weren't
And it's
there.
not just attacking deficiencies, it's also defensive. So,
Yeah, it was a tough one to watch
Yeah.
them being kept to 0 for sure. But yeah,
It wasn't- it was a
we had
hard
plenty of
game.
opportunities though
Yeah.
to score as well. We just we couldn't capitalize on it. And Australia are a good team, and if you don't capitalize on their errors, like when you're down there, if you're not scoring,
yeah. They were both pretty good games.
yeah, no, they
And
were.
the scores didn't blow out. Like, it wasn't a one-sided affair in any of them, for me anyway.
No, there wasn't. But yeah, there was probably some attacking moments that we probably let go a little bit. But
That Race sitting there going, if I was there, guys, hey, you're
I
very
was there.
lucky. Sturgis, Penatani, you guys are lucky that I wasn't on the field.
So you made yourself unavailable for the Pacific Championships,
Yes.
this year. How hard was that decision to make?
yeah, it was a really tricky decision. It took me a long time to actually make that because, yeah, like I didn't want to not play, but also I realized like how much goes into a wedding. In the beginning, I probably didn't realize. And then as it started to get a lot closer, lots of things kept coming up. And I was just like, wow, like if I go and play this, my head's going to be here and I'm
Yeah.
not going to be here 100%. And if I'm not playing good footy, then everyone's going to,
You're getting
everything
judged
falls
on
back on me already. Like as in the position that I play already, it's a hard position. When you're winning, it's the best. When you're losing, everyone comes for you. So I already knew that if my headspace wasn't going to be there and I wasn't going to play well, I didn't want to let the team down or myself down or my family. Like, it's a big jersey to wear. And if you're not going to be 100%, like, I just don't think you should put it on.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
I
really
agree.
mature decision too.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Because obviously I know heaps about planning a wedding as well. I definitely did a lot of that in mine.
Yes.
But yeah, that's
Imagine adding the responsibility of being a role model and a leader to that.
Of course.
That's massive.
Exactly.
Who did you support growing up?
I actually supported Melbourne Storm and I still do to this day. That's my
Okay.
team.
In the men's game?
In the men's
Does
game,
it
yeah.
change women to men's?
I'm not sure if I really support anyone in the women's.
Okay. So anyone you just,
necessarily.
obviously whoever you play for.
Yeah, I
Does
guess.
that-
Yeah, well, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
go for
the
the Dragons.
sake of-
I want us to win. Yeah,
For the sake
sure,
of winning,
Yeah,
let's say that.
yeah, 100%. I guess. Yeah, I'm backing my team all the time, but
Yeah.
yeah, I guess in the sense of the men's game, definitely Melbourne. That's my team. Always has been.
Okay. Well,
So-
who was your biggest influence?
Well, in rugby league or
Let's say in rugby league and then anywhere. Any
well,
sports
one in
person.
rugby league. I actually really loved Billy Slater growing up. He was probably my favourite player. I always wanted to be a fullback. I actually played a little bit of fullback growing up, and then I realised that it was too much running, and I didn't want to be there anymore. And I
Back to sevens again.
Yeah. And I probably didn't get the ball as much as I wanted to get it. So I
Right.
wanted to get my hands on the ball. So I think that's probably why I moved into like the halves, whether it was 6 or 7. But yeah, that's probably a big reason why I started playing rugby league, because I just loved watching him play. I loved how athletic he was. I loved what he did. He was very fast and quick and did everything right. And I guess he was a good player, but you never saw him in the news either. Like he was somebody that I really like strive to be like.
Yeah, a role model, definitely.
Perfect role model.
Yeah.
Perfect role model.
So you'd say he's one of your biggest influences?
Yeah, probably.
In sport, outside
in
of sport?
Yeah, outside of sport, probably my parents. Like,
Yeah.
they do a lot for me. Like, you were around when I was growing up. They come to everything, no matter what. Like, probably not so much these days in international or domestic,
Yeah,
to
they're everywhere.
Queensland.
Yeah.
It's probably harder for them to get to those games, but any games in Sydney or Newcastle or anything like that, they're there. So, they've been, my ride or die. They helped me out a lot. So, I'm really lucky to have them. I probably wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for them taking me to all those training sessions and, pushing me to be the best that I can be.
So you'd say they're pretty proud of you, especially with your career in rugby league at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Especially my mum. If you ever have a chat to her, she'll
I'm
tell
sure
you.
she'll-
She'll
biggest
tell you
supporter.
everything. Yeah, let me tell you, she'll never met you in her life, but she'll tell you her whole story about me and my sister. So she's very, very proud.
Yeah, I was going to mention that too.
Yeah.
About definitely Ray and Paige.
Exactly. So do you have a day job as well?
Yeah, I do.
Big
actually.
question we've been talking about.
Yeah, I do, and that's probably what makes it the hardest too with training is just like working during the day, and because I play in Wollongong too, so like I do have to travel a little bit. No making excuses or anything.
Of
like
course.
People travel, I understand that,
Yeah.
but when you get up in the morning, you get to work at 7. You work all day, you finish at 3, and then you go straight down to Wollongong because you start at 4 o'clock. And then, you're starting your prep and all that stuff that goes with it, and, the warm up and the gym and all that. And then, by the time we finish at like 8:30, and then I don't get home till like, 9:30 and then
That's
go
a
to
full
sleep.
day.
Yeah,
And
straight
then
to
you do
sleep,
it
do
all
it all over again.
What do you do for work?
So I do flooring now. I used to do greenskeeping, but I work with my partner now because she has her own flooring business. So I decided, we'll do it together, help her out, make it a little bit easier for us both as well. Because before we were traveling down to Wollongong separately,
Yeah.
so it was just making it really, really hard. So we couldn't do it anymore. So just working together made it heaps easier for us to.
Well, working together and playing together.
We
That's a
work
win-win.
together, play together, live
Living
together.
together?
Don't get a break from each
Oh,
other.
exactly. No wonder why they be random riffs at training.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're working all day and then they have to come in. How's your training schedule like?
Yeah, so at the moment it's not too crazy. Like obviously we still have our schedule that we have to, the requirements that we have to meet, but it's in our own time. So it's not as hard as I guess getting down to Wollongong. But when we do start again, I think maybe June or something like that, we start and we'll be like 4 days a week until games start, and then we'll go 3.
Nice.
So it's usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Wow.
That's going to be very
sounds
hectic.
hectic, eh?
That sounds
Yeah.
very hectic.
Do you do any training away from NRL?
Yeah, like when I'm in
Or if you
season.
have time?
When I'm in season, not really. Like there might be the odd time we might go to the gym, but when we get an off day, we just want to take the off day really. But like
That's
when
fair.
we're not playing, we have to train our own time.
Yeah.
Of course. What's your game day routine like?
I
You got
don't
any
know.
weird superstitions?
rituals?
Yeah,
Not
any weird
really.
stuff?
Not really. Like I just have to get my hair done. Once I
Okay.
get my hair done, I
Braids?
feel braids.
braids.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got to get my hair braided. If I don't have that done, like I'm probably a little bit anxious. Everyone knows that I got to get my hair done first, just to get it out of the way.
Who does it? You got to go to someone who...
Usually, like depending on the team, but
Yeah.
yeah, depending on the team. Sometimes we have a hair braider that will come in.
You're not paying for it.
No.
Good.
So the club
Yeah.
pays for it, yeah. But
Love that.
usually, sometimes we'll have a hair braider that will come in, or you have a girl in the team that will do it as well. But
Yeah.
it's always good when you get the hair braider in because they're the best, probably.
Yeah. So how's the pathway in NRLW? How was your pathway anyway?
Yeah, probably not as good
Is
as what
there-
it is now.
Right.
Now there's big pathways like
From
it's-
Greenacre Tigers, obviously.
Yeah, from Greenacre Tigers, and then I played a few games, and I was lucky enough to get looked at. I actually played Kiwi Ferns before I played NRLW.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I know, it's so weird. People think that's so strange, and it is
Yeah.
weird, but because World Cup was 2017, and then NRLW started in 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was weird. So I played, Kiwi Ferns first. I played that World Cup, so that probably really helped as well, like, put my name out there and everything like that. And then, I was talking to a few clubs and I decided to go with the Dragons in the end. I just liked more what they had about the club and what they were, I guess, terms of how they were going to play and stuff. So that's why I decided to go there.
Yep. Was Selwood there at the time?
No. So
coach?
it was a guy called Daniel Lacey.
Okay.
Yeah, so he coached from, I think, 2018 till maybe 2020.
Okay.
Or finished up in 2019. I'm not sure, but
Yeah,
he coached for a couple
you
of years.
were leaving winning comps then, so.
No.
So you're just
He was
premiership
actually a
after
big reason
premiership.
why I did leave the club and stuff, him. But
Yeah.
I didn't have any problems with him as a person. I actually really liked him. But we probably didn't see eye to eye in the coaching sense. So that's why I decided to leave the Dragons and move on to the Broncos. Because the coach I had for Kiwi Ferns, he was the coach of the Broncos of the time as well.
Right.
So that's why I ended up going
So that
there as well, 'cause
transition
I
would have been a
liked
lot
him.
easier.
Yeah, because he was a good coach too. And I felt like I learned a lot from him. So it made it heaps easier to make that decision.
Nice. So just going back to the pathways for a second, do you think that they're adequate for women now? I suppose with men, like you can play development from when you're 12 or 13, and you have SG Ball, Harold Matts, 20s, all the way through to New South Wales Cup and the NRL. Do you think that, for the women game, that they're adequate at the moment?
They're definitely getting better.
Yeah.
For sure, because like when I started, there was nothing. It was just straight NRLW. Now you got, I think, under 14s. I'm not sure what it's called, but then you got 16s, which is Lisa Fiola. Then you got 18s, which is Tasha, or 19s, whatever you want to call it, which is Tasha Gale. And then you got Harvey Norman, which is open women's. And then from there, if you're lucky enough, you can make NRLW. So, like, there's definitely pathways there, which is awesome to see. It would be good to maybe see it go a little bit younger, but like that's only going to happen with, more people wanting to play.
Of course, more eyes on the game. So
Maybe
if that was the way that you could say to improve them would be start them younger?
Yeah, I mean, like look at the boys. They play when they're 5, 6 years old.
yeah.
Like, their knowledge is so much better than probably some of the girls coming through. Like I've played with some girls at NRLW that have no idea.
Yeah.
And I just think,
of course. Like if they've only been
What?
playing the game for 5 years, like how
not
much can you
even-
learn?
Some people, I had a girl on my team this year, never played rugby league in her life.
Just naturally talented.
And in NRLW.
Mm.
You don't
Yeah.
hear that
Who's
name,
choosing?
really.
Who's choosing these players? Is there a selection side, or is it just need to fill his spots,
so
or
it's
how is it at
different.
the moment?
It's different for us this year. So for the Dragons, we have like a pathways. What would you call them? Like a
Pathways manager?
Yeah, manager now. So
Yep.
she maintains or she helps the process with finding players and all that. Because I think last year it was just the coach, because I think there was just a one person role,
Okay.
but they've split it in two now.
So they have to do recruiting as well as like scouting, I suppose. That's all the same thing as well with the coach. That's a big role.
Yeah, so
would be
I think
difficult,
that's
yeah.
why it's good that they've cut it in half this year, because it takes a little bit of pressure off the coach, because he's got some help now.
Yeah.
And I guess it's two people like talking about somebody instead of just, oh yeah, I want this person.
One opinion.
And then they
yeah.
get there and it's like, oh, actually, it's not what I thought they were going to be.
Yeah. What they need is a under 12s Raecene McGregor competition.
I love that.
Don't worry about Tasha Gale and Harvey Norman. I actually change Harvey Norman to Raecene McGregor, or even Ali Brigginshaw.
Yeah, there we
We'll
go.
do that. Some of the ones that we grew up with
Yeah, maybe.
and we love watching. So we're going to ask what made you into a 7, but I think we might have got the answer from that. Was it less running or more ball or more
More hands on the
control?
ball.
What do you
more,
think?
I probably just,
Or even from 6 as well. Sorry.
yeah,
1
probably
and
just,
6.
I probably have always been like somebody that likes to be in control. I guess that's probably why. Like, I just like to run it the way that I like to run it, I guess. And probably that's why they put the 7 on my back in the end, because I like to talk the most. And I guess when things go to shit, like everyone's looking at me, like, and I
love
kind of
that?
like that pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, I feel like the more pressure, the more I want to do it, sort of thing. Like, I'd rather take a kick from the sideline because like everyone's like booing me, like telling me I'm not going to get it. Because when you get it, it feels so much more better.
That's how you know that you're meant for that.
Yeah.
If in those moments you put your hand up, that's what we talk
that
about.
competitive edge, like
Yeah.
to just want the ball.
That makes the best the best.
That does, it definitely.
100%.
Pressure makes diamonds. So.
Yeah. So you won 3 premierships in a row. Shout out to the Brisbane Broncos and Broncos in the NRLW.
And the Sydney
2019
Roosters.
and Sydney Roosters, we're getting there. We'll go starting from the best. You must have been doing something right in those teams. What do you think was the difference between the success in those years and this year?
Yeah, well, we had a really good team when I was at the Broncos. Like, they were on a really big winning streak. They had been winning since the beginning. They did have a really good side, and we still had one when I was there as well. So we were really lucky to have the players that we had around us. But we also had a really good culture there too. Like, when I was at the Dragons the first year, it just felt different to go into the Broncos. Like it felt like somewhere where everyone made a real good effort to get along and to really like try hard to get to know each other. And I feel like it showed on the field because we actually put our bodies on the line for each other, and you could see that because we did go through, I think, one game we lost to the Warriors. That was the first time that the Broncos had actually lost a game in the whole like 3 years of them playing. I know there's only a few games, but like in that whole time we lost to the Warriors, and I think that was like the biggest reality check for us. It was more like, yeah, we're good, but we can still be beaten. Like,
yeah, we're still human.
Don't get cocky sort of thing. Because I think we probably started to get a little bit cocky, and then they rolled us, and it was just like, and then I felt sorry for the team that versed us the next week because we smashed them.
Yeah,
love that.
Come out ready to go.
Yeah.
So do you think that culture is sort of something that you're trying to bring into the Dragons camp at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's really good to see. Like I haven't physically met the new coach for the Dragons yet, but I have spoken to him over the phone, and he seems like a really nice, genuine guy. So I think he's going to bring a lot of good energy and hopefully can bring some girls to the club because, I don't know what's going on really.
Yeah.
That's so fair. So I went through your achievements when we started. What do you think your greatest one is? Because it's a long list. What are you most proud of at the moment, apart from representing obviously your heritage and your parents?
Yeah, I don't know. That is a hard one. Probably making my debut for the World Cup in 2017 because I actually missed out on the first game. They played England and I sat that one out. Yeah, I didn't get selected for that first game. So that was pretty tough for me because it was probably the first time in like my career that I had ever been left out of a side. So it was a little bit of a challenge for me. And I was still really young then. I think I was maybe 20. So I didn't really know how to deal with that a little bit. So I probably went through like a little bit of a roller coaster in that camp, but I was really lucky to have a really good roomie. She helped me out a lot. And then, I just spoke to the coach about it and he kind of gave me some feedback of why I wasn't in that first side sort of thing and what I can do to get into the next one. And then I made the next team against Cook Islands.
Yep.
Yeah, and I played and I think I scored like 3 trials or something like that. And he just came up to me and said like, can't believe like you played so well. Yeah. You'll be in the next side sort of thing. And I was just like, wow, like I was glad that I kept my cool and didn't like be silly because...
Well, you do hear that on a lot of podcasts and interviews with people saying we sometimes do this to pressure you and see how you react. So if you're mentally and emotionally not there, they're not going to pick you.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they see if you want to spit the dummy. It happens a lot in the NRL, I've heard.
Yeah, no, it does. And it's not even... It's with the girls too. Like, you get a thing that... Yeah, it happens, but it's just because you care. Like...
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have meant anything bad by it, but it was just like how I was feeling at the time. But I'm glad that I kept my cool because...
Exactly.
It was worth it because, once I got that debut, it kind of, I think, sealed my spot for that as well because I ended up getting to play in the grand final that year too. They decided to go with me instead of the other girl. So, I was really lucky. So
do you think that your reaction obviously benefited you, but what do you feel that he said that helped you?
Well, he pretty much just said to me, like, I'm doing well. She's probably got a little bit more of experience than me at the moment. That's why they went with her for the first game. And I said, I understand that, but how am I going to get experience if
you don't give me a
play
crack?
me?
That's what I was getting to.
And that's exactly what I said.
That's so smart, isn't it? Because that's so true. Like, what do you expect me to do? Not having experience. It's kind of like in everyday life as well. How do I get the experience if you're not going to give me the opportunity? And then look how you thrived not with the opportunity.
Yeah, so I was lucky after that. And then, so I played well enough to give, I guess, the captains of our team enough confidence to end up going with me as well. So, I was cheering.
Have you captained the Ferns?
Yeah, so I co-captained with Georgia Hale last year at the World Cup. So and
that's
then leading
best.
into the Pacific Champs that we won. So that was cool.
So I suppose we'll talk about you being clubless after back-to-back premiership winning years. I suppose you went on to being the Dally M medalist the very next year. What changes did you make to your game or adjustments in your training that you think helped achieve that?
I don't know if I made so many adjustments in my training or anything like that. I think it was probably the coaching. Like, I just think he gave me a lot of confidence in everything. And not that I wasn't feeling like down or anything like that, but I felt like he made me believe in myself a little bit too. Like, he probably, made me feel like I was like...
Gave you a bit of a pump up.
Yeah, like a sick... Like, I was the best.
Course.
I was the best person in the world. That's how he made me feel. Like, he G'd me up like that before the game. And then I just felt like...
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I felt like I had just listened to like a really like cool...
Motivational,
like a motivational thing.
Yeah.
Like, he just told me how good I was and how and I loved it. And I felt like by him doing that for me as well, kind of made me think like, oh yeah, like
you are the shit.
I can do anything.
I'll do what I want.
How good is
sort
that?
Of thing.
It just helps us even as players or as coaches. I coach school OzTag and stuff. Even telling those kids, giving them one little bit of feedback, it's like, oh, he recognized me, and they start just playing like the hardest ever. It's like. And then you see a grown lady as well, getting that feedback and then thriving.
Plus, he let me run the team as well. Like, it was kind of like...
The extra responsibility.
Whatever I said went. Like if I thought that this was the right play to run, like we were going to run this play. Even if a play came down, I felt like he gave me everything, like all the tools to the team. Like I didn't have to worry about anything. And I think like I thrived off that as well.
Yeah.
And I think maybe moving to the Dragons, that probably got pulled away from me a little bit. Not in the sense that I couldn't say whatever I wanted to, because I could, but I just felt like we didn't have the types of players around us to, I guess, play to the style that I enjoy playing.
Yeah.
That's probably the only thing.
No, that's fair enough. Who do you think the hardest player to tackle is for you?
For me, probably
Yeah.
Amber Hall. I hate tackling her. She's probably the hardest person to tackle, Amber Hall. She's just
legs, body. Why is
everything.
it? Is it
She's
up?
just. I feel like you could cut her head off and her limbs would
Just
still
keep
keep
going,
moving.
yeah.
I absolutely love that.
Just relentless.
Yeah, like not even joking. Like she's a big girl. Don't get me wrong, but like she knows how to use her body. Like I've played against big girls,
yeah,
but
but you can still chop them or
when
go
she
high
runs at
into,
you,
yeah.
there's like 5 people in the tackle and she can still get an offload.
Who's she playing for at the moment?
She's playing for the Roosters at the moment.
Okay, good. I'm going to be writing that down and watching the next time
Yeah, I
they
think
run.
she usually plays number 12. She plays back row too.
So
Like,
she'll be running straight at you.
yeah.
Love that.
She just runs straight at me too, and I just look at her and think, ah.
Again, hey, other way. X. Switch
Yeah,
him in, switch in,
exactly.
switch infield. What about the best player you've played with or against?
That's actually really tricky because probably for me, the best player I've ever played with, I think, is Isabel Kelly.
Really?
Yeah, in the sense of if you talk about hard work, relentless, never give up, you need somebody to carry the ball out of the dead ball line because you told her to, she would do it.
She goes all day.
Yeah.
She just goes all day.
relentless.
Like when
Yeah.
you need somebody to carry and everybody's like fucked,
Yeah.
she's going to carry for you. Even though she can't walk. You could have no legs and she would still put her hand up to keep going. Like
Interesting.
she's one of
so
those
good.
players. And
That's
I feel
why
like
she's
every
made
team
the
needs
squad.
those players.
Yeah, of course.
And we probably lacked one of those in the Dragons as well. Like, you know, lacked somebody that could just keep going when you needed them to keep going.
They'd be the best players to play with too.
Oh, yeah.
To have
Suck
that.
to play against. So like,
Exactly. To
Yeah.
have that intent.
You know what? I've always, I mean, I'm no NRL star, but when I played, I always wanted to be the guy that you'd hate to verse, but would love to have on your team.
yeah.
Whether that's been a pest
Yeah.
or just doing
Reid Marnie.
something. Yeah, Reid Marnie.
The Reid
but
Marnie. So who do you look up to in terms of playing style? You said Billy Slater before. Do you base your game off him as well? Or?
Not so much these days. Like when I was growing up, I always wanted to be a fullback. But now that, I'm older, I probably more like Jerome Hughes. Like I like
Gun.
his playing style. Yeah, he's just got really good work ethic as well. And
Also good vision.
Yeah, good vision, good speed. He's always there. He's like, you know, the ball will go through. He's always turning up. I feel like he's always got those second efforts. And I feel like I want to be like that. I want to be that player that never gives up. Like
Yeah.
when the fullback stopped running because she thinks the ball's going out, I run past her to score a try.
Well, you could say the Isabel Kelly of halves.
yeah.
Just doesn't give up. And that's what you need.
I love that reference, actually.
Yeah.
Jerome Hughes. You're very much like Jerome Hughes. I've
I
always
agree.
thought that you were more, I suppose, Sean Johnson-like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I do love
younger.
Sean Johnson,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong.
Younger
Yeah,
as
of
well.
course.
Younger Ray, where she probably tried to do more yourself.
Yeah,
which you did.
I definitely did.
It's the
No,
same as
growing
Sean
up,
Johnson, yeah.
I've definitely changed as a player. Like when I was younger playing touch, like I was the biggest hog. Like I just
We-
thought I was the best player in the world. Like
Dead set.
You
But
were the
know
best
what?
player in the world. What are you talking about?
We were actually talking about this the other day. We used to verse you in mixed when you played for Inferno.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, a team full of men who play state cup, we used to say you need to shut down Ray first.
All day. It was only Ray. And leading
Like-
to Ryan Jennings' question, how did it feel getting tore up by Ray every time you versed her?
Very grateful. Very grateful to be
Grateful
torn
that
up by
we
you
were
now.
grateful we were allowed to.
Yeah.
And that's exactly right. We were talking about it pre-podcast. It was shut down Ray straight away. Because that right foot, left foot, doesn't matter, skip, long ball. And you're looking at it going, how is a girl giving these passes? So we actually have something to show you. Have a look at this. 2012.
oh, I actually haven't even seen this before. Oh, that's you too.
Yes. We were the
And
poster
Maddie.
boy and girl and Maddie Blackman.
Yes.
Clayton's daughter who
Yeah.
ran Liverpool Touch.
Yes,
I actually
yes.
tried to find the big blow up one of this
That is
recently.
actually so funny.
I know. And I was like, I have to show this to Ray. I was speaking to my mum the other day and I said, Mum, remember that little poster we had in the Cabra League's little, what would you call it?
Newsletter,
Brochure.
maybe?
Yeah, newsletter brochure.
Yeah.
And I cut it out and I said, I've always thought of Ray in that pink outfit.
Yeah.
In that State Cup, would have been?
It
Or was
would
that
have
the
been State
Inferno
Cup,
outfit?
surely.
No, that would have been
No,
State
that
Cup.
would have been State Cup.
Did you
or
tear
Vorden
up
Cup
there?
or
Did you
something.
win?
I actually think we won Vorden Cup one year. One year,
love
I'm pretty
that.
sure we did.
At
Yeah.
Liverpool too.
At Liverpool,
would have
yeah.
been so
I think
random.
that was the only Vorden Cup I ever won, to be honest. I went to 3 Vorden Cup grand finals with the Roosters and we lost all of them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Raz played there too.
There you go.
Shout out.
Yeah, we didn't. Wasn't good enough, but...
No, we stayed at Liverpool and then I actually went to Penrith for a little bit. But
Yeah, well,
Yeah, well, it's not about us. So,
exactly.
So what are your personal goals for the upcoming season?
Just to stay fit and to hopefully whatever girls that we do get, just to lead them around the park and hopefully we can do better than we did this year because this year was probably one of the toughest years that I've had to play. It was difficult in the sense of the coach getting told that he's not going to be the coach halfway through the year. I guess we had a really, really good preseason and I thought we were going to do a lot better than what we did. So I guess it was really disappointing to see how we went in that first trial and then I guess the domino effect leading into round one and then, looking forward to 2025 really.
So you're still contracted there until the end of 2025 as well. Do you see yourself staying at the Dragons beyond that or are you going to sign for the Bulldogs NRLW?
Or the Warriors?
I'm actually not sure, to be honest, what I'm going to do. It's not like it's around the corner for me, the Dragons, so I don't exactly know. I'm not saying no that I won't be back there if the offer does come up, but I would be likely to look for a team in Sydney. Not necessarily saying that it would be the Bulldogs or
Of course.
or anyone in particular, but I would like to sign in Sydney. So
Especially when more teams come in as well.
Yeah,
It'd be
that's
more
right.
opportunity. It'd be more spread out.
Yeah.
Could be good. It could be bad. You may get players who haven't played before again.
Well, that's what I
But
mean.
the
Like it's
expansion's
only
good,
it's
so-
only going to happen because players have to come from somewhere. Like
Yeah.
they can't just not
Well,
exist.
they have to give
so.
players the opportunity too. Like they gave you an opportunity.
No,
and
of
look how
course,
that
no.
turned out. So
I
it
totally
works
agree with
both
that.
ways. Yeah.
That's the hardest part though. Like I came through Harvey Norman before I played NRLW. Like I feel like people that haven't played before should probably experience that first because from a Harvey Norman to NRLW is a very big jump. Like, and I don't think people realize until they actually do it, and then they realize like the commitment, what you put your body through at training. Yeah, it's a different level. Like you can call in, oh, sorry, I'm not coming to training tonight. I've got work or I'm sick.
Yeah.
Can't do that at NRLW. Like you're there every single day. If you're sick, then you sit on the sideline and be sick.
Yeah.
It sounds like a bigger commitment than actually playing full time. Like you are literally juggling two lives, I suppose, at the same time, trying to fit in like your 9 to 5 or your 7 till 3.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But like, we all work. Some people are luckier than others. Some people, do easy things for jobs. I picked what I do, so I'm not complaining about that. But yeah, like it's hard on the body, and then sometimes you don't want to go down to training. You just want to go home and lay down. But
Of course.
Do you have any ambitions outside talking about like the future? What are you thinking of doing post NRL? Do you have anything you want to study, or do you want to keep doing what you're doing now?
no, not necessarily. I wanted to actually get into coaching, so I've done a little bit. Not recently, but a little bit. Last couple of years, I was doing a little bit of Lisa Fiola, so under 16. So I wouldn't mind getting into some coaching, maybe coach NRLW one day, but start off anyway.
How was
to
that?
be honest.
How was doing the 16s?
Yeah, no, that was actually really cool. It was a little bit of a challenge. I probably would like to maybe do like a little bit older,
older?
maybe 18.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
getcha.
just feel like I'm probably not the most patient person. So yeah, I probably just need people to kind of like know a little bit more.
Yeah,
I think
sounds very Andrew
just
Johns
me as
like.
a person. Yeah, just I feel like I need you to know a little bit more otherwise because I get frustrated quite easily. Like
No, that's
I
completely
feel
fair.
I have no patience at all.
Yeah, I
so-
understand that so much. Different ages definitely need different time, but also it happens, like I said, with Andrew Johns heaps.
yeah,
They reckon he used to go to NRL training and he would do something and go, all right, halves, do it. And they're like, you're
Can't
Andrew
do that.
Johns. Like, we can't banana kick like that.
Yeah.
On to the 20 and make the fullback come out of their 20 to try line every single time.
yeah, no, I get that.
So what do you think the future holds for women's rugby league?
Hopefully full time.
Full
I
time?
mean, probably not in my time. I
When
would
do you
say.
think that'll be? 5 to 10
Going
years?
going to 11 games this year?
Yeah. Next,
Yeah, I reckon
not including finals too.
5-7 years maybe, something like that. I reckon probably because like they'll have to because if you're somebody who relocates, you can't expect people to relocate for 6 months of the year and then go back to their life and then relocate again. Like they either have to move
Yep.
or play where they live. Like, do you know what I mean? Because you can't say, oh yeah, I'm going to go play for the Warriors just for 1 year or 6 months. Like you get, it's 1 year, but like, 6 months. Like people need long-term contracts. And I feel like that's a start in the NRLWs, people being able to sign contracts. So that's awesome. But yeah, I feel like if they don't make it full-time, it's just going to make it a lot harder for people to decide like, oh, I can't play for this team because my whole life's here.
How long did you have to go away when you played for the Broncos then?
So it would have been maybe like 3 and a bit months, I think, each time.
Did you struggle with that at all? Like being away from your family?
No, I think because I was so young, like I loved it. Like,
Yeah.
like,
That's so good.
I had
eh?
my own independence. Like I got to live with the girls. Like we just did whatever we wanted. So that was cool. But the second year was tough because it was COVID time. So we couldn't do anything. So when I went there, we actually had to do the 2 weeks isolation before we came out and started training. And then when we were there was 4 of us in the house, but the only place we could go was either the house or training. We couldn't go
Isn't that
anywhere. So
ridiculous?
it was pretty...
Looking
hectic,
back now,
yeah.
it's ridiculous.
It's
but
nearly like it's like a punish. Like,
yeah.
but
Yeah, it was a punish. And I thought when I was doing it too, like when we were doing the 2 weeks quarantine, I was thinking, far out. Like I wish I didn't say yes to this because this was painful, but it was worth it in the end because we ended up winning. So
Yeah,
Of
exactly.
course.
it was
It's
all
all,
worth it. And that's what the coach kept saying to me when he was calling me like every couple of days. Oh, you remember this when we win? I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
we
in the
fucking
years to
better
come.
win.
yeah. Well, you made sure of that.
Yeah. What message would you like to send to young girls or like aspiring athletes looking up to you as a role model in rugby league?
I guess just give it a go. Because there's so many people out there that think, oh, like it's not for me, but you don't know until you try it. Like I've played with so many girls that have just come into rugby league that have said, oh, I never thought I would have liked this sport, but gave it a go and really enjoy it. So yeah, give it a go. I've had some really good friendships through rugby league. You make really good friends. It's good fitness and yeah, a good way to get your anger out too if you need to.
Yeah, that's the
Yes,
best.
it is.
One of the last questions we're going to go with, we think, this is personal to the Bump Out podcast, we think there will be young Kiwi kids in the future, specifically young girls, running around saying they want to be like Ray. To us, like you're part of history in the women's game. I know you got Brigginshaw and these other big names and you're talking about Isabel Kelly, but like how does it even feel to be talked about this at 27 in this light?
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Like even when I do go some places, like to be recognised is crazy. Like I still think like when I first started, I never believed that this would be possible. So even like the other week I was buying shoes at the shop and the lady that was serving me was like, oh, are you really Raecene McGregor? And I was just like, yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know what
Free
to
shoes?
say. Yeah.
Free shoes?
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And I was just like, she's just some random lady that works at like JD Sports. So I was like, that's pretty cool. So yeah, it's awesome to be seen. And yeah, I can't imagine like, you know, what it's going to be like in the next 5-6 years.
What do you think of in the future doing something with that commentary as well?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't mind doing a little bit of commentating, but probably I think I enjoy maybe like, you know how they do the panels? I think
Yes.
I like that more than...
Yeah.
Because I think I've done one commentary and I was just like, oh, like I forget that I'm live and sometimes like...
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
the language isn't PG and I'm like, oh, shit,
Yeah.
like can't change
So
it
like
now.
so kind of like maybe Charrington.
Yeah, so
and-
yeah, like how they do the panel like
Yes.
at Fox. So I've done that a couple of times too and I actually don't mind that.
Okay.
You're really
So,
good
yeah,
on the
that's
mic.
right.
I think it's something that
Yeah.
you should really look into.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all, but yeah, it's probably the commentary. I gotta maybe
Tone it
remember,
down a bit,
tone it
tone it
down.
down a bit.
Remember
Yeah.
where I
Or maybe
am,
you could start on radio because radio would
Yeah.
be fun. I'd love to do that.
Or a
Like
podcast.
Starting
I
on
just
radio.
feel like I'm better when I know that there's a camera because I remember
Yes.
where I am, and when
Yeah.
I'm doing the commentary, like there's nothing. It's just like me and them, and it's just like
That's the thing.
we're
'cause
like
you-
just chatting.
It's
and I'm
going
like,
out
oh,
to
yeah.
thousands and you don't realize
Yeah,
what's
you
actually
forget
going
exactly. So
on. That's
Get
so
yourself
good.
in trouble pretty easily. I
Anything
suppose.
else, Mez, before we get to our quick fire segment?
I'm good.
Good. All right, we're going to
think-
go one question each to Ray.
All right.
We haven't sent you these.
Yep.
They're not too difficult.
Yeah, it's
If you think they're
essentially this
difficult-
or that. It's
yeah,
essentially
yeah,
this or
right.
that.
Easy.
Mez, you can start.
So would you rather throw a flick pass to win the game or you can take an intercept and run the field to score the match winner?
I'll probably do the flick pass because
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
knows if I couldn't intercept, there's no chance I'd make it to the other end.
Think of that.
No
Highlight
way.
reel.
We should have thought about that.
No
we should have
chance.
thought about that. Yeah, the flick pass 100%. Or the
Yeah.
Benji.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Benji flick pass. Would you rather win a premiership with the Dragons or win another World Cup with the Kiwis?
I'll win a World Cup because I've actually never won one.
I
you
didn't mean
go.
to say another. It wasn't
I was
in the
gonna
notes,
say-
but I just chucked it in.
Yeah,
Bad
no,
one.
I haven't
you
won
won
one,
the
so-
Pacific Championships, though.
Yeah, we did win but I have not won a World Cup, so I got to keep playing until the next World Cup so we can at least win one.
So would you say that's like your
That's
top
a pinnacle.
goal?
Yeah,
Pinnacle?
that's
your
probably my
pinnacle?
goal right now. Right, yeah, is to 2026 World Cup is to win that. After that, I'm not sure like what
See, you've won so much.
my
that-
life would look like. Really, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not going to play football anymore, but
Of course.
I'll be content, sort of thing. Like I'm happy to retire in the next couple of years. Then
It could be good, though, because you've won so much.
Yeah.
You just jogged my memory.
it's the only thing that I haven't won, and I really, really want to
Maybe
win
the
it.
fire keeps burning, and that's why you're doing so well. Like, I hope you win.
Well, we can
in
see
in the demise of Australia. Obviously, we hope you win.
Yeah, they've won
course.
that many times. Give
Yeah,
us a
exactly.
go.
They can give
Come
them
on.
one.
We're Australian. We're Australian, but I think in the
want-
women's game, I support New Zealand.
I want Ray to win.
If
I
I'm
just
allowed.
want Ray to win.
If
Yeah.
I'm allowed, as long as it's not frowned upon.
We didn't say that.
Exactly.
It's not on a podcast that's going to go out to thousands,
That's all right.
hundreds of thousands. Mez?
Okay, this is actually my favorite question. On a night off, let's say you just had a big win, during the day, you and Juju.
Yep.
You get home. You get to choose to pick either dinner or dessert. What do you pick?
Probably dessert.
Dessert. What are you
Not gonna lie.
picking?
I like either a sticky date pudding or a lava cake.
Oh, lava
Domino's?
cake.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be from Domino's.
anywhere?
But
It
has to be
anywhere,
Domino's.
But
It has to be Domino's.
yeah,
Have you seen how expensive
lava
they
cake.
are right now? Like
Are
$5
they?
each.
Rip. But
Yeah.
they
I know.
are good.
They
so-
are good. And they are. You
They're
only
her
have,
favourite. They're Jamie's favourites as well. So I was
Oh, that's
have
a
to
win.
get that, yeah.
Yeah. So at home, who's in charge? Because you're in charge on the field.
I'm in charge.
Yeah.
I am in charge.
Will I get
She
a different
knows it.
answer if we had
No,
Juju
she
in here?
knows. She knows the go. She definitely
Okay.
knows I'm in charge. But
Another one, Palmy or Palmer?
Palmy.
Palmy.
I don't
for
think I've
sure.
ever heard anyone call
We
it
were
a
literally
Palmer.
about to delete this
Yeah,
whole
I know.
podcast if she said Palmer.
Yeah, I know. Thanks.
Well, I
so.
know it's a palm. What is it? A parmesan or
It's
something?
Parmigiana.
Parmigiana, but it's palmy.
Yeah.
think-
I'm with you.
I think people from Melbourne,
Yeah, I
You've
think
said
it is. It's a Melbourneite thing.
which is weird.
It's wrong.
Inbreds, I'm
It
telling
is.
you. those
Yeah, I know.
people.
There's something wrong with them, mate.
Yeah, no.
Fucking hell.
That was Ray who said that, so it wasn't
That
us. but
time you said
Hey, that's
something
my
rogue.
team, but there's still some strange people over there.
Definitely are some strange ones. We're setting you up a little bit here, but when you're ball playing for the Dragons this year, would you rather your second rower bump in or bump out?
I actually like a bump out,
Yeah,
I
baby.
do.
Perfect.
Clip it up.
especially close to the line. Like the centers shoot so much these days. I love
Yeah.
a little outball line with the second rower going straight through. Yeah, that's probably my
Even
favourite.
the centre on centre too.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Or at the
perfect.
back, the double lead.
Did you know what a bump out was? Like, if we just
If
said to
we
you,
didn't,
obviously.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like everyone calls it that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, see,
Thank God.
we've been saying recently, we've been asking people think because I'm a
but
DJ,
not so
bump
much
out
a
is
bump
also
out. We call, I just call it a cold line, but
cold. Why is that? Explain that to us.
I don't know. That's just what we named it at one team that I played, so I've just always stuck
Cold
with it.
line.
Yeah.
So what's the unders then? What's the short ball?
Hotline.
No, but see, because the way that we did it in our team, it was called. We would play it off a block.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be like, I'd say, we'd call it a crash. We'd just say crash, so that's a block.
Yeah.
I'd say crash, and I'd just tell my second rower, cold. So she's not coming in, she's going out.
Yeah.
We
that is
got to
pretty
use that. in
Yeah, I
tag.
know.
So that's
Make
what
sure
I would
no
just
one
say
hears
to her. I'd
this.
say, yeah, crash, because they'd be hearing me saying crash, and I'd just say cold to my second rower, and then that center would shoot hard, and then she would just go straight through.
That's
Is
crazy.
that's not a Dragons thing now though?
No, that was actually when I played the Roosters.
Okay, guys,
But
clip
I
that
had
up.
a good second row, and
Roosters.
she ran a really good cold line.
Who'd
so
you have there?
Olivia Koenig. So
Oh,
I couldn't
pretty
not
good.
hit her. She
She's
runs
okay.
the
of
best,
course.
She's okay.
best overs
One
line.
of the best second rowers in the women's game.
Yeah,
She's
she runs
okay,
a good
though.
overs line too. Like
She's brilliant.
She won Dally M this year.
she did.
What an outrage she didn't get picked for Australia. Can we talk
yeah,
about that? Is
we
that
sure
all right?
can.
Yeah, well,
What-
I've got plenty of opinions on it. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, how much can I say? But yeah,
Yeah.
She got chipped. Like, they're lucky that they won because
Yeah.
if they didn't,
Oh
I
my
reckon they would
God.
have been uproar.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. shit,
I was
yeah.
trying to say it without being rude to
Player of
anyone.
the
but
series-
I think
player
the
of the
coaches
series,
might
Dally
have.
M.
Yeah.
She would have won
Imagine-
Golden Boot, I suppose. If she
100%.
played, she would have won Golden Boot. You've won Golden Boot, actually.
Yeah, I have actually. Yeah, so that was I won it in the same year as the Dally M. That was my
What
best
a
year. I
year.
won it
Wow.
all in that year. Yeah, it was
2022
crazy. Yeah.
didn't even win the comp, but you got to the semis
we
though.
didn't. Yeah, we lost to Parramatta. We shouldn't have lost to them too. It was ridiculous.
Did they win at least?
No, they got smashed. We would have
That's
put
the
up a
worst
way
bit.
better. They played against Newcastle. They got smashed.
Mrs.
We
Upton.
should have been
Mrs.
there.
Upton.
Yeah, Mrs. Upton at the
Yeah.
Broncos now.
Love that.
Back home.
Love
That
the Broncos.
sucks.
Home
That's-
in Queensland.
Sucks for everyone else.
Pretty sure she's from bloody far north, but we'll go with Brisbane as her home.
Yeah, Brisbane is as
No, back
close
home
as she can
because they're
get.
just saying that's where the home spiritual home is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
sure.
the best side in the
Hayden,
NRL.
Hayden supports Queensland
Oh, are you
and the
serious?
Broncos.
Oh,
this is on
I'm a Melbourne
video
supporter,
too.
but I'm still New South Wales.
Oh, thank
Melbourne
you very
supporter
much.
that. Melbourne supporter too.
Yeah,
so
but
it's
I
half
just
half.
like the
I'm just
players.
bad.
I don't actually like the place.
Yeah, that's fair.
Shit
That's what I
place.
say about Brisbane too. I like Brisbane. I wouldn't live there though.
Yeah, fair enough. I could maybe live in the
Would you
Sunshine
live in?
Coast.
Would you live in
Yeah.
Melbourne?
Nah.
Yeah. See.
Too cold.
But if they did get an NRLW team,
Yes.
I maybe do 1 year down there.
Imagine Slater
That would
did.
be so
Imagine
gun.
Slater did. Oh, if Slater was the coach.
If he was the coach, yeah,
Imagine he
I
went
would
from-
maybe go down there for a little bit.
I think I'd want to go down.
Yeah,
I might
was
move
gonna say.
down there to just
Yeah, I'd
watch
move
him.
there, and I'd start calling it Palmer.
All right, we'll leave it on that. Thank you, Ray. Anything you want to say before you
No,
leave?
thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
It's been so much fun. Thank you to Gripstar Socks for giving you a pair of socks. Thank you for bringing in the 2 jerseys too. We'll be doing a giveaway. I'm not sure which one we're giving away because we love them both equally.
Maybe I can give one away to you, and you can give one away to me.
Someone did say
That'll
that today. Rig it and give it back to you. But I
Yeah,
was like, no,
perfect.
we can't be doing that. I hope to see you win the premiership, Dally M. What else do we need next year? Pacific Championships again.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be good.
we need all of
Captaining
it.
on your own. We don't want
And when's the
co-captain.
World, when's the
Captain
World
on
Cup
your own.
again?
2026.
2026
You'll be there.
win.
Yeah.
And
You'll
they
be
win 15-14. Ray kicks the field goal.
Oh, wouldn't that
Captaining
be
the
nice?
side.
Wouldn't that be good?
But that's
actually?
it, just over Aussies. They lose in the round games and then they beat them in the
That's
final.
right. They can win in the round games. I don't care
But
about
you
that.
matter-
Just
you
the
win
grand
when it
final.
matters.
That's right.
All right.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Ray.
No, thank you.
See ya.
Thanks, Ray.